Hello, I'm Larimar. Today I'm making a video about solar eclipse, which is tomorrow, July 2nd, 2019. But it really doesn't matter when you watch this video because this energy is going to affect for the next 6 to 12 months onward. So yeah, if you happen to watch it on the date of solar eclipse, that's great. Because every solar eclipse, it's a perfect timing to plant the seeds of something new. And what is so special about this particular solar eclipse? By the way, if you live in Northern America, you'll be able to see it. If you live in West Coast, the solar eclipse will take place at 12:15 sharp. So even though it's a partial solar eclipse, you'll be able to see it and it's going to be powerful. So anyway, what is so special about this solar eclipse? So we have this eclipse in Cancer, 10th degree, and it's coupled with the fixed star called Elena. And Elena is a fixed star located at the foot of Pollux, who is one of the twins, who is immortal from Gemini. And Elena is a star of art. So especially for those of you who involve in any artistic activities or spiritual practices will be able to use this energy fully, even though everyone can use it, of course, for their best interest. And and considering that it's located at the foot, it is related to foot chakra. And foot chakra has to do with your life path, how secure you feel, your ability to connect to the world, connect to the earth, and how you feel stable, secure, you feel. So for this reason, you can set your intentions regarding this matter. And this solar eclipse is in Cancer. So if you're coming from the space to protect something, nourish and guard and preserve something that you value, yeah, it's going to be more effective. It's going to be more effective. And this is a general overview, so the things are going to play out differently for each individual depending on where this eclipse falls on in your chart, in your birth chart. For example, if your rising sign or sun sign, moon sign is Aries, probably you will have a lot of focus on your family, home. You might be more motivated to spend more time with family or nurture some kind of home-related projects, or you can simply focus more on your personal happiness because fourth house is the house of happiness, your soul identity. So anyway, it can be playing out differently for everyone. But at the bottom line, this is a perfect timing to plant the seed of the potentials that you need to grow for the next 6 to 12 months. And whatever you initiate in this period is very powerful, and you'll be able to reap what you sow by the next lunar eclipse in Cancer, which is, I don't know, I'll put it here. And another thing that is so special about this solar eclipse in Cancer is that we have Venus coupled with a fixed star, Betelgeuse, or Betelgeuse. Sorry if I didn't pronounce it correctly. It can be Betelgeuse or Betelgeuse, whatever that is. But this is the star of intellect in Orion, and having Venus with the star of intellect, this is one of the very powerful fixed stars, by the way. You can come up with brilliant ideas and use your mind, use your intellect to create harmony and balance of some sort. So this is beautiful, and not only on the personal level, but on the global level, I feel that this is going to bring more peace and harmony in diplomatic relationships, and or like on the corporate levels or on societal levels. So this is very good energy, and you can also find the balance between your mind and heart, between your thoughts and your desire. So I think this is very beautiful. And we also have Mars and Mercury in Leo. So Mars represents your action, vitality, movement, and Mercury represents your thoughts, mind, intellect. Whatever intentions you set, whatever goals that you set on during this period of time, focus on self-expression. Take actions in a way that you can express yourself more authentically and think and speak for your best interest. And of course, it doesn't necessarily mean that being selfish is doing harm on others. It's not at all. Leo is a sign of self expression, and it also represents the ability to find joy and pleasure in life. So, if you have any desire within yourself to express yourself more authentically and more actively, this is a chance. Allow yourself to do that. Because a lot of people in the world deserve to see the best side of yourself. So you are the one who decides whether you are going to reveal this beautiful sides or shy away. So I think this is a very good time to set your intentions and start something and come up with new long-term projects or plants, plant the seeds. And what I personally do every, eclipse or almost like every full moon and new moon is basically I take a piece of paper and write down 8 to 10 things that I want to manifest and try to be specific as much as I can to the point that makes me feel excited, but not to the point that I become a little anxious, because sometimes too much details can bog you down a little bit. And that's because we start putting out a lot of expectations on the outcomes. But when we focus on the visions that makes us feel good and uplift ourselves, that is the space that we want to reach. Because feeling good, ability to feel good is the must to manifest what you want. Okay, so I think I covered everything. Oh, I noticed that I forgot to mention Jupiter and Neptune. So they are both in retrograde and having challenging aspect, squaring each other. So this can indicate that a lot of us could have been deceiving ourselves in a way, because Neptune in Pisces, especially if it's in retrograde, it can represent some sort of delusion, deception, self-deception, as well as like someone could have like hidden something from you. But I would recommend what I would personally do is to ask myself, what have I been deceiving myself? What lies have I been telling myself in order to avoid something that I am afraid of? What is it that I am afraid of? I just love to identify what I am afraid of, because I personally believe that as long as I know what that is exactly, I can tackle it down. But I think the biggest fear that a lot of people have is the fear of the unknown. If we cannot identify something with like definite words, this can cause more confusion and fear and anxiety. So I think clarity is a key. And in order to have this clarity, you need to be honest with yourself. You don't really have to tell anyone that you're the most what is it that you're most afraid of. You can, but it's important to process this unresolved emotion on your own in the private space at least, because all types of emotions, whether it's negative or positive, needs your validation. It needs your validation, not others. So turn within. Both planets are in retrograde, so it's perfect time to have self-reflective time and go over what is the challenge. And also this can play out in different ways, but Because Jupiter is in Sagittarius at this moment, it's considered very strong because it's in its own sign. And Jupiter represents your long-term visions. So perhaps for some of you, might be having such a high ideals, long-term visions. That is not inherently wrong at all. Actually, it's beautiful. But because of this high ideal, you might be avoiding facing the realities, the current status quo, because of the wide gap between your ideal situations and the current realities. So this can possibly lead to coping mechanisms. For example, like Neptune and Pisces, like people can indulge themselves with certain activities, like and have some sort of addictions of any sort, drinking or having alcohol or doing, like, it doesn't have to be a substance, it can be any activity like reading books that allow them to daydream, like strolling for hours, for many hours. It can be very healing. But to manifest what you really want, perhaps you need to make some adjustment. So for example, and I think from based off of this chart, solar eclipse chart, I don't think a lot of people need to revise the plans and visions significantly, but tapping into your emotion, because the solar eclipse is in the sign of Cancer. Cancer rules your intuition, emotion, your feeling. So tap into your emotion and figure out what you really want to start, what new beginnings you want to embark on. And this will help you to narrow the gap between your ideals and your current status quo. And that is my insights, and I hope this is helpful, and I hope you have a great day, and thank you. Yeah, by the way, there's one more thing that I want to add on to. So for example, like for those of you who have Cancer as a rising sign or sun sign, moon sign, or multiple planets in the sign of Cancer, this is going to be a very powerful, impactful event in your life. And for those of you, whoever that has planet on the 10th degree in Cancer is going to be affected a lot. This can be a life-changing event. So pay close attention to your inner self, your intuition, what you feel. Allow yourself to be sensitive to know what you really want. I don't think this is a good time to use your logic or left brain, intellectualize, mentalize the situations. So hopefully this is helpful for you, and I hope you have a great day and happy manifestation. Thank you.